Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Red Hot Chili Pepper Songs and Memories, where I talk about songs by the Red Hot Chili Peppers and I talk about the memories they gave me. Now we're on day two, and I'm going to be talking about Under the Bridge. Well, I this was one of the songs which I did like, but I thought it was just too slow for me at the time. This was like around again a lot of these. I'm looking at this right now, the list right now. A lot of these songs are actually mostly because from high school, which makes sense. Again, knew about the Red Hot Chili Peppers when I was in high school. But Under the Bridge, I remember um, liking at the time, except when I heard it, but except that it was kind of overplayed a little bit. Um, that's why I was kind of like on the fence about including it because I was like, oh, okay, I have a lot of songs, but I'll just get this one out of the way. And I remember Under the Bridge as a memory because I used this as a for a presentation um, for a project called Away From Her, which is about an older couple who have been together for a while, and they one of them, the woman, starts to develop Alzheimer's or dementia, and she's beginning to forget her husband, and she has to uh, be she can't she needs better care, something that her husband can't afford her at home. And at one point, she's completely forgotten about him, and uh, she is actually looking at another person, like falling for him a little bit. Um, and I used this song as an example at one point of the presentation. Um, I don't remember the rest of the presentation. I just knew using Under the Bridge because like it's talking about being like alone sometimes. At least that was my interpretation. That was my interpretation of the song when I was in high school. And it was actually at the time I thought it was actually a really good idea because hey, it's a song from the '90s, so I would actually get some sort of bonus points. Um, because my teacher is pretty much a '90s fan because she's a fan of Friends, so I'm like okay, I like the song, the songs from the '90s. Maybe I could like go like have this. Maybe I could just like go for it. I don't think I got a good grade out of it, but hey, people were actually surprised that I actually had the CD and the CD case because at this point nobody actually bought CDs at that point. I still buy CDs mostly because I like to support the artist, but that's neither here or there. But I remember Under the Bridge being like a sticking point. Not a sticking point, but it was more like I just needed anytime I needed something to mellow out to, that was the song. Like that was the song that I would just mellow out. Like it was a mellow song. It was kind of a sad song. And again, this was my memory was that it was a sad song because it came off the same album that included "Give It Away" and "Suck My Kiss." And there are other sad songs on that album as well, but "Under the Bridge" was just in terms of instrumentation, it was just a lot more calmer to me. It was a lot more calmer, and yeah, I still like the songs, just as I did over time. I just heard it less and less because I feel this. I at one point I felt the same way about um, Under the Bridge as the Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of felt about Give It Away. Like perform it enough times, you kind of get sick of it and you just want to leave it off, which is totally fine. Like if you're an actual fan of, if you're a fan of a musician and you've heard their deep cuts, sometimes you don't really want to hear the hits that everybody else knows. You want to hear those deep cuts so you could be surprised. And I understand, like, if I ever go to a Chili Peppers concert, uh, Occasionally I'll listen to the song, but yeah, most of the time it's not really there. Although, like a while ago, I did hear the song at a Shoppers Drug Mart, and I'm like, oh yeah, man, this takes me back. And it's like this takes me back to high school, and like, uh, and high school was like what, mid 2000s. So I was like, yeah, this takes me back. This '90s song takes me back to when it was released to when I heard it a decade later. Who knew? But yeah, I like Under the Bridge still. It's just that it's gonna be a while until I like listen to it again. And so that's another episode of Red Hot Chili Peppers Songs and Memories. I'll see you later. Thank you.